Hindi ako sasuko, lalaban hanggang sa dulo. Hindi ako sasuko, lalaban hanggang sa dulo. Taglay ko ang puso ng kampiyon. 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 Makakabigay mangarap, wag na wag kang bibitaw. Limitado ang paligid, layuan mo ang tanaw. Daming rason para sumuko, buhay natin isa lang. Hindi paramihan, kundi kung ano mas matinda. Ang lumiban, saka huli-huli ang proseso o manatili. Hanggat hindi tapos ang proyekto, maraming duda. Ako'y sinilang para kumumpleto sa kulang ng mga rumagasang natukso ng preno. Simulan na ang pagmarcha, wag pahawa sa tumpok na nawala. Ganyan ng Pilipino, takot di pinapahalata. Kung kaya ng iba.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another round of ProEx Basketball Talks. For this evening, medyo star-studded tayo. We have a couple of high-profile personalities who are very much into basketball. But before that, syempre, andiyan yan ang aking ProEx Big Boss, Mr. Dodo, Melico.
Ikaw ang big boss ko, brother. Every week na lang. Maraming salamat. Maraming salamat for always having us. Thank you, bro.
Yun, bro. And medyo special tong episode natin, no?
Very.
Diba? It's something unusual for people who know them. And joining us, we will be joined by one of the promising young minds and basketball players. Let's all welcome Miss Monique Fedaldero.
Hi everyone, thank you for having me. I can't wait to start this interview.
Hi, Monique.
Oh, yeah. Yan. Bawal ma-starstruck, ha? Walang mga starstruck sa atin, ha? Okay, tawagin natin. First off, ito, is no introduction. Yung mga kanta nito, I was trying to, replicate, pero di ko talaga kaya, diba? Kasi wala, mantaas, Let's go on, Mr. Ogie Alcasid.
Hello, good evening, basketball fans, and Brian, Dodo, Monique. Glad to be here. And
Hi, bro.
Hey, man.
Thank you for joining us.
No, marami ako utang sa iyo Actually, but yeah, glad to be here.
Thanks,
Pero
bro.
napansin ko lang, bro, kay Boss Ogie, halatang Lakers fans, Lakers fans.
Well, yeah, alam ni Dodo yan. More of LeBron ako So,
Yun, marami tayong na-discuss about LeBron. And of course, kung nandyan si Sir Ogie, we have another high-profile celebrity. Please welcome Mr. Jugs Jugueta.
Hello, good evening everyone. Brian, Dodo, Monique, Sir Ogie, hello. Kamusta? Magandang
Hey, bro.
gabi sa inyo lahat.
sama ko lang si Jugs kahapon
Oh, oo nga.
Yan.
Hello, sir.
This is going to be an interesting talk, no? Pero siguro, bago tayo let's start. Tanungin natin kung gaano ka into basketball si Sir Jugs at si Sir Ogie. Well, Sir Ogie already said that he is a LeBron James. And I think Sir Jugs is also a LeBron James fan.
I'm a
I
huge...
don't think he is.
Uy, grabe naman. I am. Wait. Let me clarify. I'm a huge NBA fan.
Yo.
So from the starters until yung mga nasa end of the bench hanggang yung mga side stories nila, I'm a huge fan.
Yun.
Yeah, and it's interesting when you say NBA, di ba, Jugs? I mean, when we were growing up, NBA was associated with, the American Basketball Association. But the NBA now is
Global, grabe.
It should be called NBA anymore. It should be called
WBA.
WBA.
Yeah.
And proof of that is what's happening at the moment at the Olympics. So interesting.
Very interesting.
Okay, so I'm assuming you're referring to the US versus France game.
Oh, everything from the even during the last FIBA where it was quite underwhelming, diba? I think who was that? It was Spida, Mitchell, and the rest.
Mhm.
Parang second place lang yata sila o third place. I can't remember. But was it France that beat them? Yeah, it was
Yep,
France.
it was France. It was France.
Yeah. So, man, landscape is changing. So,
Alright. Sige. Boss Dodo,
Oh,
all yours.
hanggang ngayon, kahit medyo kaibigan ko na sila, nasa starstruck pa rin akong
Sabi ko
kasama
naman.
sila sa screen. Eh, oh. Anyway, first question ko, Brother Jugs. You
Yes, sir.
said NBA fan ka. Nung first mong namulat sa NBA, sino yung mga stars nun? And sino favorite mo?
Okay, labasan ng edad, sir, Ano? Showtime Lakers, sir.
Ogie left the room.
Showtime Lakers kasi nung panahon na 'yon, nung medyo late 80s tsaka early 90s. Late 80s. Syempre wala tayong cable noon, 'di ba? So yung mga napapanood lang natin na games were the big ones, at least in my case. So talagang ang kinalakihan ko, kinamulatan ko sa NBA basketball was the Lakers versus Celtics. Yun. And
Magic.
Magic was my favorite.
Same favorite ko, Magic versus Bird.
Yeah.
Same. Brother Ogie, hindi ka naman siguro, parang, ang naabutan mo siguro, parang, kasi batch tayo So, ang naabutan mo siguro, mga, ayoko na magsalita.
I'm waiting.
Sino favorite NBA player?
Ang nabutan ko talaga, Allen Iverson.
Wow! Wow naman! Wow!
No, okay. Full disclosure. My first real exposure to NBA I was probably 10 years old, maybe 10 or 11. I was in the States at that time, and they used to call it the World Championship. Okay, and it was between Boston and Houston. Ang mga sikat noon was, I don't know if you remember, Cornbread Maxwell.
Sorry, sir.
Ayoko umuo.
Houston had Moses Malone at that time. Now, ang alam ko na naano doon was Boston. That was probably 1980 or 81, thereabouts. So yun yung first exposure ko doon. I was in the States. And then nung pagbalik ko rito, everybody was crazy kasi about Dr. J. He was parang, to me, he was the poster boy of NBA at that time, no? Tapos may bagong sumisikat na Magic Johnson, no? And so yung mga nalagpasan ko yung ibang times, biglang nanumbalik yung hilig ko nung. So it was one guy, the magnetic charisma of Dr. J, the Sixers. But the thing is, they never won. They never really won until kinuha nila si Moses Malone to play center, and they beat the Los Angeles Lakers. And the Lakers at the time was Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Moore. I can't even remember the names. And of course, the third guy, I can't remember his name. Kasi hindi ako Laker fan noon, kaya hindi ko maalala. But nanalo noon yung Sixers for the very first time, and that was the only championship that actually Dr. J won. So tumatak talaga sa akin yun. And of course, the Jordan era, and then when I have to tell you, sorry mahaba sagot ko. Pagdating nung era ni na Kobe, ay bigla akong tumahimik. I got out of it. I don't know.
Which era? The first one or the second one?
Both. Any of the Kobe eras. Maybe because I don't know. I was such a Jordan fan. Parang nung nawala siya, parang nawalan ako ng gana. And then the LeBron era. That's when it was revived again. So it came in stages. So I would say it was the Dr. J era, and then the LeBron era, and then before that yung sina Cornbread Maxwell. Cedric yung pangalan niya pero Cornbread yung kanyang.
Cedric Maxwell, yeah.
Yeah, Cedric.
Siya ba yung banger? Siya ba yung parang mahilig Siya ba yun? Cedric Maxwell, yung parang mahilig talagang physical maglaro?
Yeah. He was very physical. I think ang bangko nun was Robert Parrish.
Wow.
And the rest.
Lumabas
Bata pa kasi si Parrish nun.
Lumabas yung edad ko sa follow-up question na yun
So anyway, that's my brief history.
Sir Ogie, this is the same guy who played for the Celtics, right?
Robert Parrish?
No, Cornbread.
Yes, Cornbread. That's his name. Parang nickname niya yung Cornbread. Cedric Maxwell talaga siya.
I have a question, Sir Ogie. Noong Lakers versus Boston Celtics. Ano ka dun?
Boston ako noon. Sorry,
talaga?
Boston. Sorry. Boston Lake. Which era? The Kobe era
Magic.
or
Magic.
You know, I'm a huge fan kasi talaga ako ni Larry Bird. Pero parang hindi ko masabi talaga kung sino. Parang gusto ko sila pareho.
Oo, no? Iba yung dati.
Kasi talagang Dr. J ako. So, nung silang dalawa yung naglalaban, parang ayoko manalo ng Lakers kasi parang kalaban din na Dr. J yan, di ba? Parang gano'n. Lalo si Jabbar, di ba? Parang, alam mo yung ngayon, parang ayoko nga manalo yung Brooklyn kasi Laker ako, di ba? Parang gano'n. And then, at the same time, yung Boston naman, dahil taga-East sila, parang ayaw mo rin manalo yung Boston kasi parang kalaban naman ng Sixers. So, but I would say they were really equal to me in my liking. Because Larry Bird, iba talaga eh. Iba talaga yung Larry Bird.
Iba
yun. Idol yun. Anyway, Monique, baka may questions ka for our guest.
Kilala mo ba si Larry Bird, Monique?
Yes.
Siguro naman.
I do po, but I couldn't recall the names si Tito Ogie was saying.
Yeah.
Like none of those names I've ever heard of yet until you said it. But my question now is, since we're talking about the NBA before, when it was you guys' time, who is the all-time best NBA player for you? Let's start with Kuya Jugs.
Thank you for calling me Kuya Jugs. The GOAT for me is Michael Jordan.
Ogie left the room.
Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Why?
Because he was a huge part of the globalization of the NBA. Before that, parang nagkasabay siya yung era niya. His era was the whole 90s eh. And that was also the era when the NBA was parang conquering the world or whatever, parang expanding to the whole world. Kasi dati parang hindi siya global sport eh. Not like today, di ba?
Yeah.
Tsaka he was really kung napanood mo siya dati hindi naman live kasi I never saw him live, but grabe talaga yung grabe talaga yung Michael Jordan. At that time, he was like everyone was like this and he was like here.
Mhm.
So, yun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like your answer po kasi for me, if I were to answer that question, it would really be Michael Jordan because for me, Michael Jordan's moves, his skills were actually the skills enhanced now by the players who are playing now. So parang siya yung
Yes.
unang gumawa nun, tapos the rest just added more and more and more skills. And ayun, I mean more technique to the skills there that are present right now. So thank you for your
To,
answer.
I totally agree. Pero hindi pa rin lahat ganun yung work ethic.
Yes.
Grabe yung work ethic nun.
Thank you, Kuya Jugs. Let's have Tito Ogie next.
Well, the greatest. Did you ask who the greatest player is or the best player?
All-time best NBA player for you.
Oy, mahirap yan, sir, ah.
It starts with the letter J. Jaworski. Okay. Now, my answer will be very controversial.
Mhm.
Oh.
Because you asked me who the best player is, and you didn't ask me who the greatest was. And in my mind, there's a difference. Okay, and I believe Jugs' points were really pointing towards yes, Jordan is the greatest player. He's the GOAT. But I don't think he's the best.
Ooh.
Hala.
Parang gusto yata ni Rocco yung magiging sagot mo.
Kasi, of course, my answer is LeBron James. No? But, kasi he does, except for foul shooting, free throws. No? He does everything that Jordan does, only better. Now, if you're gonna ask me, but Jordan has more rings. Yeah, but Bill Russell has more rings than Jordan.
Robert Ory has more rings than Jordan.
Exactly. So, that argument is mahirap ipaglaban. So for me, I mean, if you're gonna ask me who the best player is, it's LeBron James. The greatest player is Michael Jordan. So, yeah.
Got it.
Kaya sabi ko, my answer is very controversial.
Actually, it's really not. It's really not. Tama naman eh. He's the most complete basketball player ever.
But it's an answer that will always be refuted,
Yes.
especially by probably older people. Kasi ang tingin nila kay LeBron, parang yabang, di ba? Sino bang hindi mayabang sa kanila? Lahat naman sila mayabang.
Oo, totoo.
Kailangan yun di ba? So, that's my answer to you, Monique. And I was just trying to qualify, di ba? So, you asked me who the best is. It's LeBron James.
Thank you, Tito Ogie. I really like your answer po kasi I mean, I agree with what you said in the latter part na MJ or LeBron James is a really, really long conversation for you to have.
Oh, yeah.
Each side has something to battle the other. So it's really a good thing that you differentiated MJ and LeBron being best and greatest, so that you're able to distinguish. You're able to parang you're able to explain your side and explain it well for us to understand.
And I will add to that best player. He's also the most influential. If you think about it.
At least, I think during Jordan's time, he was the most influential. But
Yes. But parang ito yung player empowerment,
Yeah.
About yung mga ganun, yung um, Black Lives Matter, mga ganyang stuff.
Okay, so you just opened the can of worms. So
Ay!
it's like
Sorry.
no. I'm glad you got into that because then if you're going to add all of that, I think then LeBron is the greatest player because what he's done for his community, di ba? And of course his hometown. Iba yun eh. It goes beyond basketball as they say, di ba?
Yeah.
But let's stick to the no, to the on-court shenanigans. Sorry.
Okay.
Uh, no, I'm just saying si Jordan talaga ang greatest. Oh.
Thank you for your answers po, Tito
Please
Dodo.
don't think that's gospel. Ako lang nag-iisip nun.
Opinion lang naman.
Ayun.
Yes, to.
No, baka si Sir Brian. And no, I wanted to do a shout out to my DJ, one of my favorite DJs, si John Tupas is watching. Hi, Brother
Yeah.
John.
Hey, John. What up, man?
Hello.
Brother Brian, ikaw.
Actually, before I ask, may ano rito for Ogie eh. This is a good friend of mine, si Aldrin Magnay. He's really an NBA content creator. Kabayan Ogie, ano masasabi mo kababayan natin sa Batangas ang first NBA player na si Raymond Townsend?
Oh, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I don't know him. But I love him. Sorry. sorry.
He was from the Golden State Warriors. He's the first Phil-American.
Oh, Townsend nung
Yeah.
araw.
Yes.
Magkapatid yun.
Mhm.
Oh my, naku, lumalabas tuloy yung edad ko. Oo nga, magkapatid yun. In fact, they came here. They came here to the Philippines with Wes Anseld and
Oh my goodness, ang tagal na nun.
tapos kalaban nila sina Jawo, si Ramon Fernandez, tapos yung imports natin noon sina I think it was Andy Fields.
80s to, sir.
Sadly I'm not sure. Maybe.
Most likely.
Pero but it was a huge event kasi first time nagpunta dito yung actually twice yun eh. Yung una yung Washington Bullets. Bullets pa sila noon.
Mhm.
And then yung dalawang magkapatid na yan na Phil So, kabayan, naalala ko pala sila. Oo. So, yes. Oo. Proud of them. My gosh, how old? Ilang taon na kaya yung dalawang yun? Yeah, I remember that.
Okay,
Scary.
so
Go ahead.
ayun na. Let's go to what we just everybody's. Well, I don't know if Sir Ogie or Sir Jugs is surprised about it. The United States falling to France. I mean, before that game, there were already exhibition games wherein the USA team already lost to Nigeria and Australia. So,
Yeah.
was this expected from you? I mean, that loss to France? Let's start with Sir Jugs.
Paano ba? I didn't expect it, but it wasn't a surprise. We were talking about it kanina offline. Sabi ko, hindi offline pala. Basta bago tayo sumalang. Parang sabi ko, it's a ragtag team built together ng parang, sino pwede? Pwede ka ba? Ikaw, ayos ka ba? Ay, hindi, meron akong injured ako ngayon. Sige, ito na lang parang gano'n. Parang sino pwede? Umpisa nga, wala silang sentro eh. Diba? Bago si Javel Magee. Tapos, they don't have experience together. They are not the top tier except for Durant and maybe Damian Lillard. They're not the top NBA. Hindi parang dream team, di ba? It's just an USA team. So gone are the days na parang kahit sinong ilagay mo dyan, tatambakan ng USA yung kalaban ng 45 points or 50 points, di ba? Hindi na ganun eh. International game na talaga yung basketball and kitang-kita natin na ganun. Kulang si Edson. Ay, hindi ko to podcast. Kila Brian to, tsaka kay Dodo.
Kulang tayo sa stats.
Wala tayong stats.
Wala tayong stats, guy.
Good. How about you, Sir Ogie? What's your take on that?
I think all of us are always rooting for the US, diba? Because they are supposedly the NBA and idol natin sila diba? Sa basketball. But again, as we discussed earlier, diba, the landscape of international basketball is really changing. And there's so many things going against the US, which is number one, scouting. Diba? Parang alam na nila yung laro nila eh.
Tama.
So, wala na silang i-scout, di ba? Alam na, those guys are superstars. So, of course, Durant is gonna do that. That Bradley Beal is gonna do that, and blah, 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 blah. And of course, the lack of time that they had to build the team. I remember when the first Dream Team was formed in I think that was in Barcelona. 1992 yata yun. Kung hindi ako nagkakamali. Anyway, when that team was formed, the whole world was just awestruck and starstruck by the sheer star power of the Dream Team. And ngayon, hindi natin masasabi yun eh. Di ba? Yung parang, wala, si Durant, kainuman ko yun eh. Alam mo yun, yung tropa na sila eh. Wala, babalyahin ko yan. You know what I mean? And during that time, they had that advantage that they were just in awe of LeBron, of Jordan, of Magic Johnson, of Larry Bird, et al. Diba? Now, wala na yun eh. So, and let's go back to scouting. Sila ngayon ang may problema. Teka, sino nga ba yung mga player dyan sa France? Sino yun? Si Fournier lang kilala ko dyan eh. Sige. Ang hirap nung gagawin nila. That's something we should take away from the US team. That, of course, talent per se, they have it, diba? But just all of those things that I mentioned are going against them, and they're going to have a very difficult time, talaga. And it was obvious with Nigeria and Australia.
Sir, do you think it's a coaching problem also? Parang hindi swak yung yung coaching style ni Popovich sa lahat ng NBA players na nandun.
Maybe they could have gotten a collegiate coach or someone who's used to the FIBA rules or whatever rules they are. I remember also nung Dream Team, ang ginawa nila first game, di ba, nilabanan nila yung college team and they lost. I don't know if you recall that. They lost to a college team.
Yeah.
Di ba, yung parang and alam ni what's his name? Chuck Daly. That would happen, you know. So I mean, if it happened to the first Dream Team, it could definitely happen to any of the US teams. So kaya yung sinasabi ni Durant na mahihirapan kami. Inaamin naman niya. Di ba? So kaya lang, of course, they have to defend. Nanalo ba sila the last time? Hindi rin, di ba?
So after Australia, they won their games already.
Okay. No. I mean the last Olympics. Did they win?
I think so. I'm not sure.
I think sila Jokic po yung nanalo.
Sila Jokic. Okay. Yung huli?
Yun naman pala.
Oh, yun. Okay,
So,
I'll,
there you go. Yeah, that's my answer. I mean, all in all, I'm just saying, I don't think we should criticize them
Mhm.
because they're superstars, but the odds are really against them. It's a very very difficult task um, for them to, I don't know, mahirapan talaga. Mahirapan.
Mahirapan. Wait, I'd like to follow up on that. Kumbaga, I had the chance to talk to someone from the United States. His name is Daniel Barto. He's from the IMG Academy. So I asked his opinion about the USA team after those losses.
Hmm.
I am going to read to you what he said, okay? The US team that is currently out there is not a physical team. They are not
Mm.
built to deal with physicality. I think that those matchups and people putting bodies on them all the time, and again, the US living and dissecting, well, everything is different from the FIBA brand of basketball, which is physicality.
Tama.
Hmm.
Naalala ko tuloy yung sinabi ni Luka Doncic na it's easier to score in the NBA than in Europe. Parang totoo eh. No?
Hmm.
Tama. Tama, tama.
Yun, kumbaga, ang nangyayari raw kasi ngayon with the US team is they live and die with contested shots. And I'm assuming that's why they took in JaVale McGee. Because they needed someone physical, role players. I don't know if you will agree with that, Sir Ogie or Sir Jim.
Yes, but will JaVale McGee be enough?
Yes, that's it. Draymond Green is there, but kulang pa rin.
Meron akong follow-up question.
Go ahead.
Brother Ogie, Brother Jugs, if you were to add one player to the roster, to their roster, and parang mas mapapanatag ka as a supporter, who would that be? Sinong pwede mong ipasok sa USA? Brother Jugs.
Kung magaling na siya, si Harden or si Kyrie.
For outside shooting.
Ayun si Kyrie. Ayun si Kyrie. Sige, hindi si Kyrie. Si Harden. Okay. Or ano, actually, Chris Paul. Kasi, seriously, ito, seryoso na yung sagot ko. Chris Paul. Kasi, this team needs a veteran leader. Like, leader talaga. Like LeBron. Like, someone like that. Who will parang ipapastol niya yung mga players, di ba? Parang ganun.
Ikaw, Brother Ogie, who would you add to the roster?
I would add two people. Sorry,
Yeah.
Question mo kasi one lang, but I'd add two. I'd add...
Pwede yung three kung gusto mo, sir.
Dalawa lang. I'd add Steph and LeBron.
Oh.
Because mahihingi sila kay Steph.
Pero sir, kasi parang realistically, parang hindi na pwede yung dalawa eh. Parang ano na eh, parang kailangan hina-hinay na yung dalawa eh.
Hindi,
Paano na sila?
Hindi, pero tama eh. Kung i-compare mo sa 1992 Dream Team, di ba, starstruck yung mga kalaban. I think if LeBron and Curry were there, kahit pa paano may konting, basketball gods to.
And those two are, they're bad. They're dogs. They won't care. So, kahit mukhang baitan yan si Steph. I mean, scoring alone, baka, that will even surpass Doncic, whatever Doncic is doing. So, to me, those two. So,
bakit nga ba hindi siya kasama? Kasi matanda na?
anyway, it's, kasi yun hindi mandatory. So, kung sino lang talaga pwede, di ba? So,
siguro din meron ng been there, done that kind of thing, no?
Yeah.
Ako nga, I don't know if we were talking about, I think I was talking to you, Jugs, about it. They should have sent maybe, well, actually, mali yung argument ko, but
Sige, sino yan?
No, I want kasi it's a team game, correct? So
Yes.
um, the likes of Australia and France and the rest will have advantage because they've played together for so long, diba?
Yeah.
And
And
that's why they're
Spain.
called right, and that's why they're called national players, diba? Um, wala kang national players ang USA. Kung tutusin, di ba? Wala silang national players. So they're not part of a pool that trains every so often and So I was saying, ba't dinala na nila padala yung Utah Jazz, di ba? Kasi kaya lang it defeats the purpose because Rudy Gobert is from France and
Clarkson.
Sorry, who's the other one?
Clarkson. Sa atin.
Pinas.
Well, Clark, well, he's still American. So, better send a team. I don't know. All I know is that it's nakakaawa sila. So, we will feel bad for Durant and and the rest if they lose because so much is at stake, diba? I mean, I hope it doesn't affect their earning capacity.
I'm sure it won't.
Yeah, I hope so because of course they're doing it for their national colors. So.
Dadami lang ang memes, sigurado.
Sure. Meron akong idadagdag.
Yes.
Kasi recently, yung mga sentro, mga 5 men sa NBA, most of them are not from the US. Most of the good ones at least, 'di ba? Mga Jokic, Giannis, 'di ba? Mga ganun. Tama, si Bam nang
Giannis is he operates like a strange five.
Oo, tama. O di sige, hindi si Giannis, sila Nurkic, yung mga ganun, mga five. Most of the starting fives are not Gobert, you said Gobert, 'di ba? Are not American. So yun. So that's why they ended up with JaVale McGee.
JaVale McGee.
So, the addition of JaVale McGee, I don't think it helps much, really. It's not going to spread the floor. Max. Meron kang mga pa-spread the floor.
Thank you for your
May
answer.
Bam naman. May Bam naman sila.
O, ikaw,
May
Monique.
Bama Adebayo. Alam mo, I thought Bama Adebayo was African. Hindi pala.
Ay, Ogie, meron nag-shoutout sa'yo, si Coach Nino Ventura. Shoutout daw, hello.
Hey, Coach, what up, man?
Ayun, Monique, may questions ka kay Jugs and Ogie?
For me, I want to talk about the recent finals. For you, which prophecy you're saying of Kobe Bryant was fulfilled?
Sorry, Monique. How come we're not asking Monique any questions?
Oo nga.
You're free to do so.
Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead. Sorry.
My question is, which prophecy you're saying of Kobe Bryant was fulfilled in the championships? Devin Booker's be legendary or Giannis's MVP greatness and a champion? Let's start with Kuya Jukes.
Obviously it's Giannis.
Mm.
'Di ba? 2 out of 2 'yun, 'di ba, yung MVP niya. Actually 3 out of 2. Kasi dalawa yung MVP niya. Tapos isang championship. We were Kuya Ogie and I were talking about the recent finals. Parang pareho silang gusto ko manalo, Chris Paul and Devin Booker on one hand and the Bucks on the other hand. Pero I guess tama lang na nanalo yung Bucks. Kasi they've been there, they've been the number 1 team in the East for 3
Yeah.
years na ba? Parang
Yeah.
3 years na. So parang it was parang kumbaga hinog na sila. It was due time for them to win. And I know kailangan kailangan maraming things mag-fall into place para mangyari 'yon. But well deserved for them.
So what if
Di ba?
Brooklyn was there?
But we'll never know because they were not there.
Yeah, but man, what if Brooklyn was there?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
What if Brooklyn na in full force? Wala
Exactly.
yun. Oh, sure ball.
Ano rin eh. Ako kasi personally hindi ako naniniwala sa swerte, di ba? However, they really had the breaks. In the same manner that the Lakers had the breaks last year. Everybody else just fell apart, and what was left of them was Miami Heat. When that happened, wala na, nagluluto na ako. No? Parang,
Grabe naman.
oh naman, naku. Pare, pilay yung
Luto.
pilay yung Adebayo. Goran Dragic was
Pilay din.
he couldn't operate. It was food. It was food for the Lakers. So I guess that's what I'm saying. The breaks just were against them. I mean, like Brooklyn and all of that. Okay, to answer your question, Monique, yeah, Giannis, of course. He looked so good. He looked invincible. Never seen anything like it. And to think he had a hyperextended knee.
Which everyone thought was ACL.
Well, I don't know what he's eating or drinking.
Shawarma.
I mean, alam mo, there was a
Ay, hindi, ano pala? Ano tawag sa Greek food?
whatever that is. No, there was a part of me that was thinking,
Giro.
hindi talaga siya pilay. Tapos, sinabi ni Budenholzer, sige, pahinga ka muna, sige.
Dalawang games.
Kami na muna to. Pangalan mo isa? Si
Middleton.
Oh. It's your time, ha? I don't know. That conspiracy, because that injury looked bad to me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. He's probably superhuman. So yeah, it's okay. Yeah, go
I'd
ahead.
like to add something for Monique. And also, Giannis is very likable. No? He's very parang
Really,
siyang
really.
genuine guy. Hindi siya parang yeah. Tough guy, di ba? Hindi siya ganun eh. Very likable. He's very real.
Very mature.
Yeah. So, tas makikita mo yung love niya dun sa brothers niya. Very it's a good story.
Thank you for your answers. I have a follow-up lang for you guys. Since we're talking about Giannis, let's talk about his game. What are your thoughts on his run and drive or run and dunk game? Let's have Tito Ogie.
Well, it works. No one can stop him. Absolutely no one. So you just have to keep him away, diba? But then what he's developed is this really strange 3-point shot that often airballs, but he takes them, diba? He takes them.
Yeah.
He'll take it, you know. He also has a nice jump shot. he's really a student of the game. So virtually, he is like a very tall Russell Westbrook with that sort of game, and he's so strong, lean. Reminds me of how lean Michael Jordan was, and just the right weight. And I wish LeBron would lose weight because it would do him good. Aesthetically, talagang he's built for that type of game. And if there's anything he should add, um, wag na, okay na yun.
How about free throws? How about his free
Sorry?
throws? How about his
17
free
out of 19, ha?
He's still he's not fantastic, but he's working on it, diba? They were fouling him so that he'd go to the line. Pero ganun sige, bahala kayo. Papasok. I think he took less time than before.
Yeah.
So I think that really helped him. It's his time. It really is. And then the Bucks are poised to be, the Warriors of recent past. To me, they have that invincibility. Parang sige, dagdag lang sila ng shooter, wala na, tapos na talaga. So,
Thank you for your answer, Tito Ogie. Let's have
you're welcome.
foods next.
You're welcome.
Brother Brian.
Ayan.
Okay, I want to ask Jugs and Ogie yung would you agree, somebody said this to me after the final, before the finals. The Phoenix Suns don't deserve to be in the finals because they were just lucky that most of the Western teams were injured. Would you agree? Jugs first.
Grabe naman. They were were they number one? Number two. They were number two,
Number
di
two,
ba?
yeah.
In the West. They were number two in the West, and then last year they were the very hot team in the bubble. And they just needed one piece, which was Chris Paul. Well, kasama rin si sino guys sa Miami? Si
Jay Crowder.
Jay Crowder.
Yeah.
They needed those two parts to reach this level. May mga tao sinasabi kung fully healthy yung Denver, fully healthy yung Lakers, hindi yan naaabot ng finals. Pero again, sabi nga ni Kuya Ogie, hindi Anong gagawin natin? Popospone natin yung NBA finals dahil injured yung iba? Hindi, di ba? So ganun talaga. Dapat healthy tayo, di ba? So
Next man up.
next man up, tama.
Yeah.
And they also had their injury issues, di ba? Si Chris Paul had the COVID thing, which kept him out for how many weeks? 2 weeks yata or something. So hindi rin siya walk in the park. And I'm excited for the Phoenix Suns next year.
How about you, Sir Ogie? The one who told that was actually an American, by the way. It's not a Filipino. It's an American who said that.
Yeah. Was it Skip Bayless? Yeah, I think it's unfair to say that they don't deserve it. They really were a good team. When I was watching them nga, para kompleto to di ba?
Oo.
But yes, it's about keeping yourself healthy, and they were healthy, so they were good at that, di ba? Kasama yun. I mean, I remember the first year that the Cavs had to be up against the Warriors. It was just LeBron against all of them. And wala si
Grabe yun.
Kevin Love. Oh. pwede mo sabihin, kasi wala sila kaya wala nga sila eh. So, that's why the next year, they made sure that they were there. So they were there, they were complete, and they made it. So, yeah, they deserve to be there. And it's a heartbreaker for Chris Paul because he has some major decisions to make. Because okay, if he opts in and says, or even opts out and says, but wants a bigger salary with the Phoenix Suns, then Phoenix will say, what if they say no? Or if they say yes, okay, we need a piece, we need another center, we need it's going to be very, very difficult. So does he want to go through all of that again just to win a championship, or does he want to go join another team? It doesn't have to be the Lakers, but say New
Uy,
York.
yun yung gusto mo eh.
There is word going around that might
I'm sure that's what you're going to ask next, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. For me, he really has to make a big decision. I think it's between: do I want more money, or do I want to make it this time? Because I think this is his last year to make a go for it. So,
If
go
that's
ahead.
your-
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
That's okay. Go ahead.
If that's your argument, sir, then his best option is to stay with the Phoenix Suns and ask for less money.
yes.
That's not gonna.
Sign. I mean,
That's not gonna happen. These
or
people.
or play out his last year with the Phoenix Suns.
I'll be surprised if he says, "All right, just pay me 10 million. Let's go get some." I'll be surprised, and I will give him the trophy.
It happened with Tim Duncan, ah.
Tim Duncan is a different person.
Tama naman. Oh, Tim Duncan wasn't the president of the NBA NBPA. And yeah.
But he might surprise us. Who knows? In the same token, if that is the narrative, or that is the uso, then I think AD and LeBron should do the same. Ano ba naman yung magbawas sila ng 5 million? Diba? Magbawas sila ng tig 5 million. Together, they're about 74, I think, or 75 million. So, minus 10, that's 65 for them. They can get another superstar and don't have to give up too many pieces because, obviously they want to get rid of Sorry if I'm getting into this Lakers thing already, but I'm just saying, if they're going to get rid of Schroeder, which I think they will, and he'll probably command 9-10. So to get someone like, say, for example, Chris Paul or
Schroeder wants 20, sir.
20,000 pesos siguro. No. Come on, man. No. Okay, sige. Let's say 20. Well, actually, if he asks for 20 on a sign and trade, good. Diba? Then we can get, again, and I say we, that's all of us. We can get another superstar and don't let go of too many pieces. So, but I don't know. Sorry, gulo-gulo ng mga sinasabi ko. Kaya lang, I'm thinking ahead kasi of what's gonna happen. Because we were talking about Chris Paul, di ba? Kasi his decision making affects a lot of teams, and it kind of affects the Lakers too. because of his association with LeBron and because the Lakers need another point guard. So
Is it possible for him to sign with with the Lakers?
it is.
Chris Paul?
It is, but it's hard. It can be very hard.
Mas
First of
may,
all,
Masyadong mahal eh.
mas may
Ganun
chance
na-
ba yung
I'm not an expert, but he has to say to Phoenix, hey Phoenix, ayoko na. Okay? So I might go somewhere else. And so I'm going to opt out. And then, which is big risk for him. Then he loses a lot of money.
Yeah, 44
So,
million.
mas may chance ba si Lowry and DeRozan kaysa kay Chris Paul?
Same route. Same route. It's going to be very hard because they're so expensive. Sid DeMar actually is not in their tier. He's I think in the 27, 26 million tier, $1 million. Kasi si astronomical yung kay yung kay
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul.
Or-
I think
40 plus.
44 or something. That is
44 million.
it's insane. So DeMar is in the 20 and 20 plus, which well, I heard a rumor. I shared it with Senador. I heard a rumor that he was going to ask for less so that he can join Lowry to come back home to Los Angeles. And I'm not going to tell you what Los Angeles team that is.
Sparks.
Dodgers.
So, yeah. Sorry, that was a mouthful, but yeah.
No, I wanted to do a shout out lang, just a couple, to Coach Yatko and Wilson Lagaras na himala ang bait-bait ngayon sa chat. So, yun
Hello,
lang.
Coach. Siguro sinasabi niya, ano ba pinagsasabi niyan si Ogie? May alam ba?
Hindi.
Fanboy
Ayun.
lang po. Fanboy lang. Fanboy.
Pwede ba akong iibahin ko yung topic?
Go ahead.
We both know that you proudly wear blue and green, gentlemen. And I won't ask who you root for in the UAAP, but sa team ninyo, which is Lasal and Ateneo, sino ang favorite all-time yung player, like in the past or current?
That's a good question.
Yeah, sinong favorite Atenean or Lasalite na UAAP player niya? Brother Ogie.
Okay, actually, UP din kasi ako, no?
Yeah.
Actually, my college years were in UP, so it's just that UP, for the longest time, Pasintabi po, was never really in the finals, so
Once.
only once against
Aras.
Ateneo. Yeah, that was my year. About me and si Benji. Okay, now,
Benji, tama.
yeah, he's my batch. So, wow, favorite player.
From
I
Lasal,
like.
From Lasal.
I was gonna say I really like Chris Chu.
Xaverian yan, sir, by the way.
Talaga. He was just napakasimple ng laro, and he had that charisma. He had that. Everybody just loved him, you know. I also hated him because talo kami lagi sa kanya. But he was talaga nakakabilib siyang player. Sa Lasal, madami. Pero gusto ko siya kasi halos parang pag pinapanood siya, parang sinlaki ko lang to. Si Casio, I really like Casio.
JV.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys remember him, but
JV Cash.
Yeah. Ikaw, Brother Jugs, sinong favorite mo?
Wag na tayong lumayo. LA Tenorio, sir. Because siya yung dun sila sa 2003 championship. And prior to that, yung Ateneo was sobrang walang panalo. So parang sobrang drought before that.
Yeah. When he was a rookie, I remember ang galing-galing na niya noon eh. Natalo sila noon eh. Pero sabi ko, sino tong Tenorio na to? Galing.
Galing eh.
Galing.
Tapos nung graduate na ako nung nanalo sila eh. Pero parang na-feel ko kasi sir, buong college ko nanonood ako ng UAAP. Talagang walang kwenta yung Ateneo nung panahon na yun eh. Oh. Pero alam mo yun, pero iba rin yung dynamic kasi parang medyo hindi superstars yung mga kasama namin, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Oo. Pero yun lang. Nakakaaliw. Talagang feel ko nung nanalo yung Ateneo noong 2003. And also nung ano ba? 4 peat and then 5. Yung mga recent nila namin pala. Streaks namin.
Parang nahihiya ka pa na nasabihin mong nananalo ko.
Bago ko ipasa kay Monique, Brother Ogie, may nagpapakigreet mo raw si Joshua ng happy birthday.
Hey Joshua, happy birthday to you. Have a blessed day. God bless you, bro.
Monique, go ahead please.
Okay, before I say my question, Tito Ogie, my ninong wants to say hi si Tito Mark Burgos.
Oh my gosh. Hello, Marky. Ninong mo yun?
Yes po.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
For my question, I want to go back to the NBA. For me, who is or are the biggest bust of the season? Kyle Kuzma, Ben Simmons, or Tyler Hero, or any other busts you guys know? Kuya Jugs?
Sino yung pinagpilian mo? Kyle Kuzma,
Ben Simmons,
Tyler Hero,
and Tyler Hero, or any other player you know who was a bust.
Sorry, who's the other one? Tyler Hero, Kyle Kuzma, Ben Simmons. Okay, all right, go ahead.
yung Simmons I think hindi lang mali lang siya. Na-highlight lang yung idadunk na dapat niya tapos ipapasa niya. Pero but he played well. He wasn't bad. He wasn't like Kuzma bad. Kuzma was bad. Kuzma was bad. Even Tyler Hero parang bumaba lang ng konti from last year. He was phenomenal last year. But parang in-expect mo gaganon eh. 'Di ba? Pero yung Tyler Hero parang bumaba ng konti na nauna yung showbiz sa kanya eh. Mas lalo na si Kuzma. Talagang showbiz tayo ni Kuzma.
Right.
Thank you, Kuya Jugs. Tito Ogie.
Okay, my answer is going to be controversial.
Whoa.
No, I think it's Ben Simmons. I agree, Jugs, that yes, he did play good games. However, this was his chance to really shine. And, Philadelphia needed him. Diba? It was a huge letdown. Kasi in the case of the Lakers, and I suppose Miami, for that matter, out of the running na rin sila eh. Kasi injured na sila talaga eh, di ba? Kumbaga, there was nothing Kuzma could do to really overhaul the whole thing, diba? Or to fix the whole thing. He's not the superstar. But in the Sixers, it was him and
Embiid.
And Embiid, Joel Embiid. So, I'm sure sabi ni Embiid, anong nangyari, Brad? Diba? So,
Ano lang, Brad?
ano nangyari doon, Brad? Diba? Ikaw yung ikaw yung uno-dos diba? So, that was a letdown. I can't say a bust, but a letdown. And I felt, kasi I was actually, kasi hindi man ako nanonood ng mga games paging wala si Lakers. Pero nanonood ako noon, sabi ko, wow, man, ano nangyari dito? Atlanta Hawks ba kalaban nila noon? Tama, di ba? Hawks?
Yes.
Oh. The Sixers was poised to be one of the next. They were the ones, we weren't even looking at the Bucks, diba? The Bucks were like a dark horse, to be honest. It was Brooklyn or Sixers. To be honest with me, you were thinking that.
Yeah.
Diba? So, I don't know. Ben Simmons has a lot of thinking to do. And pati si coach, walang masabi. He was really trying. Yeah, he was trying to soften the blows, di ba? By saying, yeah, I will work on it.
Brothers, may nag-message sa akin si Monique Fetalvero kung pwede raw muna tayo mag-class picture.
Oh. Class picture.
Ayan. Brother Brian.
All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3. There you go.
Ayun.
Nice.
No, kasi I'm pretty sure busy yung mga guests natin. Ako, I'm out of questions. I just am so happy that Ogie and Jugs
You're welcome.
Thank you for having us.
I'm truly grateful, brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And
Actually,
I look forward to, yes, sobra. I look forward to watching NBA chat and all the
LeBron.
shows. LeBron namin. And again, if you want, gutom na ako, kakain ako ng green food, spicy tuyo, ng Alcasid. Habang nakikinig ako ng bagong album ng Itchy Worm. So,
Yun.
Pare, ang sarap niyan. Brian, ang sarap niyan. The best yan. Anyway, Monique, if you want to say bye to the guests, thank you very much.
I want to thank Tito Ogie and Kuya Jugs for this really good talk. Thank you also to Tito Dodo and Sir Brian for this wonderful opportunity to host this show. Thank you also sa ProEx. I just want to shout out to all the titos and titas who are watching. Hi, thank you for watching. And I did also like to promote if you guys need help or service or cars in Honda, Geely, Isuzu, just hit me up. I'll connect you to them.
Nice, man.
Brother Brian?
Well, I'd just like to thank Ogie and Jugs.
Sure.
It's really an honor. I love how you analyze it. I love it. Kumbaga, galing talaga. Yun, I'm very honored to be with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You know what? This conversation is normal for us. Whenever I see Kuya Ogie, this is all. Ito lang yung pinag-usap. This is everything for us.
Yeah.
So thank you for having us.
Yep. And hopefully
It's a normal
one day
for us. Yeah.
Sana one day we can do it again. Kumbaga, dami pa dami pang pwedeng itakal Pero yun nga.
Yeah, the off-season seems to be very exciting. A lot of things will happen.
Yun.
Basta first question nyo kanina, who's the GOAT Nagulat ko
Ayun.
Yun. Thank you also, Do, and thanks, Monique, for being with you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Ingat kayo.
Right,
God bless your basketball, and Brian, God bless.
Thank you. Good night. Good night.
See you, sir. Guys,
all right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Stay safe. Bye.
Thank you.
Hindi ako siyako, lalaban hanggang sa dulo. Hindi ako siyako, lalaban hanggang sa dulo. Taglay ko, ang puso ng kampiyon. Taglay ko, ang puso ng kampiyon. Taglay ko, ang puso ng kampiyon. Taglay ko 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 ang puso ng kampiyon.